Hello, hello, welcome back to the channel. Maverick here, ready for episode 13 of Vinland Saga. So, not really much to recap last episode. We're currently in a state where it's sort of away from normal historical records and whatnot, so really light on the historical references right here. I did like how they sort of integrated the Welsh into the story so far, especially considering Askeladd's origins and his backstory, right? And apparently we're going to be learning more about his backstory as it is in the anime within this episode. At least that's what one of you guys said anyways. And beyond that, well, last episode we left on a cliffhanger, and it seems that Thorfinn is about to kick some serious ass. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Oh wait, sorry, I lied. Before we begin, just like to quickly note that the next anime season is already starting, 2019 fall season, and I've pretty much gone through all the anime that I want to watch for next season, as well as one that will be decided by you guys. So I am opening a poll, a voting poll, so you guys can vote on one of the series that I watch for next season. So the link will be down there below. Get your votes in, and now, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh yeah, and also, because this is the 13th episode, I believe we are officially in the second cour of this anime. Second cour of Vinland Saga this current season anyways. So, I believe... I don't know, maybe we'll have a change in opening and ending, maybe not. Child of a hero, eh? That would be Thorfinn and Thors? Wait, is this... Hmm. So this is even further into the future now. Ah, and here we go. Indeed, we have a new opening. So since it's new, let's take a look at it, but I will be muting the music. Oh. This is definitely another J-rock band. Ah, Askeladd! Whoosh. Oh, it's my man with a mission? Okay. Not bad, not bad. November. Yeah, they got like a month left to do this. Okay, okay. Now let's see Thorfinn work his magic. Or are they going to negotiate first? Hmm. Really? Okay, so yeah, it is actually negotiations. Well, free ceasefire. Hmm? So he's gonna hand him over? You can't do it. What's he trying to do now? Is he trying to deliberately provoke? Huh. Was Askeladd actually trying? Did he actually believe that Canute could do it? Aren't you protecting him a little bit too much, though, Ragnar? It's up to some no good. Yeah. Like, come on, Ragnar. You can't possibly believe that even if he does survive now, how is he going to survive in the future? And what is Askeladd's plan? I agree. Wow. Are they actually going to make it so Askeladd is the mastermind behind Canute actually becoming Canute the Great? Oh. That is really intriguing. So this is an intelligent one as well. Hmm. Really? Even you didn't know? How long has Askeladd been leading this group? Decades. Ooh. Like I said, this is remind me a lot of, those sort of historical war works, similar to those relating with the Free Kingdoms period during China, or the Warring States period during Japan. And I'm not talking about the action-filled one, I'm talking about the ones that are more focused on political intrigue and politics. Lydia's child. Okay, so he actually originated from around this place. Mm-hmm. Hmm. The guy that King Offer is based on, I believe. Well, supposedly. Supposedly. Wait, is it Artorias? Or... Hmm. Ah, yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, okay. Oh, wait! That was Askeladd? Holy crap! I completely thought that was like a grown-up Thorfinn. Mm-hmm. But... So that's an act or something? Exactly my thought. Like, what allegiance does he have to the land of the Welsh? Really? Because he's an actual leader? In a sense, that might even work too. His men might even like it. So now they don't need to carry so much. Is there gonna be some more incident? Oh, anyways. Hmm. Yeah, how did everybody hear her? I mean him. I could barely hear him. I can see why everybody calls him a princess now. What, is this love at first sight? Alright. Are they gonna pass through without incident? Oh yeah, it's winter now. Ah, they're Danes. They can take this. Look at Forfin. Come on, Ragnar. It's not like you have any better plan. Hmm. I wonder if he made this decision on the spur, because... kind of weird. Alright, new ending song as well, so... just for this first time, let's take a look. Oh, this is a pretty unique voice, actually. Millet. Hmm. Ooh. Dang. That dude is. I mean, Swain, he's literally only, like, always on his throne and drinking something. No wonder he's gonna die in a month. Hmm. Alrighty, so that was another fun episode and a great way to start off the second quarter of the season. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I always read some, some reviews or some complaints from people who feel like episodes such as this are more slow-paced and kind of boring and whatnot. But actually, I'm much more intrigued by episodes such as this one than I am with the actual action scenes, right? Like, I just love the entire thing. And starting from the very beginning, right, where we see young Askeladd. Now, come on, I can't be the only one who mistook that dude for Thorfinn, right? I seriously swore that was actually Thorfinn there. Maybe a little bit more mature, a little bit older, but no, it was actually young Askeladd. And perhaps that actually explains a lot as to why Askeladd maybe treats Thorfinn a little bit differently, right? Maybe he sees some of his young self in him or something like that. It definitely works out great story-wise, right? Seeing a bit of your younger self in, this new, rash, upcoming kid, if you will. So that if there was any more, a more obvious sort of hint at that would probably be it with that kind of, juxtaposition and whatnot. Right. I mean, yeah, I'm sure lots of people probably think the same thing, right? I don't think I'm as blind as to say that, it's not similar at all. But anyways, that's beside the point now. So we also learn a little bit more about his backstory. We know why he knows Welsh and why he has some connections in Wales. So he turns out he's a descendant of, the dude that the legendary King Offer is based off on, right? So he's hinted at that numerous times before, if when he was swearing upon his ancestors and all that. And I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about that because, more so than his lineage or bloodline or anything, I'm much more interested in the way that he's going about things, right? So within this episode, it is confirmed that, he's not just looking for some short-term monetary gain by saving Canute, but he's actually thinking long-term, in terms of, okay, once Canute eventually succeeds or whatnot, he's going to have this huge influence and huge power within Canute's court, in a certain way, right? So I love that. I was thinking that this is probably, in Canute, not Canute, in Askeladd's mind, this is probably what he was thinking all along, and I've already made the reference to Cacao in the past, right? How I feel like Askeladd in his entire character, the way he carries himself, the way he thinks about things, reminds me a lot of Cacao, and here we go, yet another instance where he's doing something that Cacao would do, right? The historical Cacao, basically took the Emperor Xian, who was the emperor of the Han Dynasty of China at that time. Basically, it's sort of similar to, for instance, the Japanese emperor and a shogunate, right? So even though technically the emperor is still the one above all, the one who's actually calling the shots would be the shogun. And in Cacao's case, he had the title of prime minister, right? And so it's a way of, okay, so even though, you can continue to be your king or emperor or whatnot, but I hold the actual power, right? It definitely reminds me of that, or if we were to make another example, during the warring periods of China, there is this character called Lu Buwei, Lu Buwei, right? It's kind of funny pronouncing it in English. Who was basically a businessman, and he one of the biggest business transaction that he did was actually saving the life of the person who would later become Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. I know that's kind of also out there, but I do love this kind of story, and really it's what I looked for, and which I feel is there's seldom works that touch on these kinds of more political grandstanding or information battle, information wars, intrigue, or these long-term kind of underhanded happenings, right? In terms of the the Free Kingdoms period, we got stuff like Dynasty Warriors, right? We got stuff like Romance of the Free Kingdoms, but those are much more action and hero oriented. We rarely see the behind the scenes, like what's all the political happenings, what with all the intrigue that's going back and forth between the different parties, right? Now, the one work that I would say probably handled this the best is actually a manga by the name of The Ravages of Time, which is set during the Free Kingdoms period, but it has its very unique take on the situation. It follows more or less the historical events, but all the characters instead are instead of there actually being a good guy and bad guy, it's just that every single character has their own beliefs and convictions that they believe in, and they're never incompetent, right? They're all highly competent in what they do, and it's like a chess battle, if you will, between all the different parties. And now, unfortunately, it hasn't been animated, and it's actually not a Japanese manga. It's a Hong Kong manga, which is called manhwa. Yeah, I highly recommend that work for anyone who likes more of this kind of political intrigue. And of course, it has great battle scenes as well, but that's kind of you can find that anywhere, right? But this kind of political intrigue and stuff is only I've only found within the Ravages of Time. And well, some viewers have also recommended to me before another series called Kingdom, which is a manga turned anime adaptation, which supposedly also features kind of the same things, where it's not just battle, action, but they're doing a lot of mind games with each other in order to achieve their goals, right? So yeah, that was kind of on a tangent, but I'm just trying to say like how much I like this series, that it's going in this direction, right? It's not just a grim, dark battle with lots of blood and whatnot, and it's not even just stopping at perhaps some moralistic issues going back and forth, right? It's actually making a point to put these kinds of political intrigue into it as well, and that's something I love very much. What else from this episode? I guess I can finally understand why people keep on calling Canute of this series Princess Canute or Canute-chan. He's basically like the token tsundere character. I think he's probably gonna evolve into that, and as I expected, his relationship with Thorfinn will probably drive his future personality going forward, right? And in terms of Ragnar, because even though I call it Ragnar and all that, I'm pretty sure that there's a deeper story behind his relation with Canute as well, and how Canute became the way he is and all that, right? So hopefully we'll learn that a little bit more down the road. So what's next, right? We got winter coming, Christmas coming, and that should actually be about the time when Sweyn Forkespear completes the conquest of England, and indeed the last stop would be in London, right? We mentioned this a little bit before. He's eventually going to conquer all the surrounding countryside and then go back to London, and the city of London will surrender to Sweyn Forkespear, which will complete the conquest, right? Though after that, Sweyn Forkespear will die shortly after, very, very fast, and so Canute will gain the throne, right? Again, kind of a spoiler, but at the same time, not really, because it's history. And so yeah, I'm just waiting. Honestly, I was quite surprised that they made this detour so long, right? I seriously thought that they would be going immediately into the situation where Canute is the king shortly after, and then maybe things will start picking up from there. But that's not the way that they're choosing to do it, which actually kind of makes sense in a certain point, because after Canute becomes king, yeah, there's still a lot of battles, and then he goes back and forth to Denmark and the other Scandinavian countries, and then back to England again. There's more battles to be had, but it's sort of a foregone conclusion at that point. I don't know. Anyways, I'm very excited to see where exactly the author is going to bring this story and how it's going to evolve in the future, right? So, yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Love the episode as well. Even Askeladd is absolutely still a badass and absolutely still my favorite character from this series so far. And yeah, life is good, right? So, that concludes my review for episode 13 of Vinland Saga. Don't forget to vote, guys, if you want me to watch some other works, or there's any particular work you want me to watch, or whatnot. And nothing else, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.